All right, good morning, brothers and sisters. We're in a short portion of scripture this morning for the fact that this is a very important story, portion of scripture that I like to really reference when it comes to men of God not being where they should be. And when a man of God is not where he should be, sin enters the camp. So, chapter 11, verses 1 through 5, it starts off right here where a very important portion of scripture, it begins where it says, in the spring of that year, at the time when the kings go out to battle, David sent Joab and his servants and all of Israel with him, and they destroyed the people of Ammon and Rabbah. But David remained at home. That portion right there. At the time when the kings go to battle, the king did not go. The king sent Joab. Now, this was the beginning where Joab starts becoming more, building himself up now in his own head. Building a rapport, like David had a rapport with King Saul as going out and being a very wise man of war and grew stronger. Now here's Joab now. Instead of the king going out, the king stood back at home and he sent his servants. So now Joab's leading the army like he was, but now he's out there, conquering. And David stood at home. And what happens here when he stays at home? He gets up from his bed in the evening. What was he doing in bed all day? Don't know. But obviously he stood home, lounging around. He gets off the bed, goes to the roof, and sees this beautiful woman across the way bathing. He's like, I want that. And who's that? He has his voice, who's that? And he goes, oh, that's Bathsheba. That's such and such his wife. And, and he goes, isn't that, I think it's Ahitub. Isn't that Eliam's daughter? Well, here's another nugget right here. Bathsheba is the granddaughter of Ahithophel. Ahithophel is one of David's main counselors in the kingdom right now. And you're going to see later on who Ahithophel is and what he does when he helps Amnon take over the kingdom and pull it out from under David. But Ahithophel's granddaughter is Bathsheba. So they're like, dude, that's your boy's granddaughter, man. He's like, I want her. So now they send for her. She comes over and David leaves with her. He's like, I am your king, bow, bam, 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 woo, woo, whatnot, and they get it done. And of course, she submits, and she goes back home. And then this is David's first act of sin that you see is recorded here, adultery. He goes out there and sends for a woman that's not his. And you're going to see in the next portion of scripture, God's like, dude, you could have asked for another wife. I would have give you a wife. Why did you take one? Why did you take a woman that belongs to somebody else? Not only that, this woman is a granddaughter of one of your advisors, and this woman is the wife of one of your main fighters in your mighty men. So she goes, takes off, and later on she comes back and says, I'm with child. Boom, sin found out. And that's what ministers to me right here is that David was not where he should be. Where should have David been? At war. Where was he? At home. What did he do? Idle time, I-D-L-E, idle time leads to idle time, I-D-O-L. David began to stay at home and become idle. Instead of being out there fighting, he became idle. So the enemy entered him, and he allowed the enemy to enter him, and he entered a woman. And now sin is in the camp. And now sin is found out through this pregnancy. And now David has to deal with this. What should have David done? Well, we'll find out pretty soon what he should have done as opposed to what he did do. So I'll leave it there with you, brothers and sisters. If you are in a place in your life right now where you should be somewhere, but you're not, and you're meddling in the wrong places, you will commit sin. Sin will enter your camp because you're not doing what you should be doing. You're not where you're supposed to be. So I pray, brothers and sisters, this Monday, I continue to ask that you pray for me. And if anybody needs prayer, just leave comments up in there and I will hit that. If not, much love. Remember, choose wisdom of the world. God bless.